What's going on, guys? Seancutshair back with another video. In today's video, we're going to do a number 4 on the sides with a low taper. Guys, this is one of my favorite high school teachers from way back in the day, and now one of my most loyal, favorite clients. Hope you guys take something away from this video, but let's get right into it. Alright, we're going to jump right into this haircut. Guys, he does have some product in his hair, so I'm just making sure it's all the way combed out, giving us a nice foundation to start this haircut. This is a nice, simple 30-minute haircut, guys. We're just going to cut the sides down, do a nice taper, simple haircut on top. Hope you guys can take something away from it. So anyway, we're starting off with the number 4 all the way closed, and we're going to attempt to just blend into the top. Now you guys will see, because of having product in his hair, it's going to be a little more difficult than that. We will have to come in later with some shear over comb and blend that in. But I want to show you guys something simple, everyday haircut, no block graduation, nothing crazy, just a nice 4 on the sides, nice short haircut, and we'll do a low taper. So we're going to go ahead and get this cut down, then we can start our taper. Now we're going to start off with our bald guideline. I'm going to come in with my Slimline Pros at the very top of the ear. We're just going to come straight across. This is a small area to bald out. Then we can come in with our shaver underneath and get it all the way down to skin before we do our first step. Now our first step, we're going to come in with the lever all the way open. This is a cordless Wahl Senior. We'll go for about a 1/2 inch, giving ourselves a nice guideline. Then we can start to work that out from the bottom. So I'll immediately start with the clipper closed at the bottom of the section, and then the clipper halfway open in the middle of the section. Now if you guys notice, he does have an indentation from wearing glasses. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult. I'm just going to cut knowing what I'm supposed to be using, make sure I use all the right guards, and there's going to be a little bit of a line there that's really just not going to go away. So as long as I use what I know I'm supposed to use, we'll be good. Now we've gone up another 1/2 inch with the 1 guard all the way open. We can start to work that line out. So we're gonna come in with our 1 guard closed and go up 2/3 of the way into that section. And this 1/2 guard will take out the very last little line between the 2 sections. Next up, we started with a 4 on the side. So I'm gonna come in with a number 2 closed, and I'm basically trying to flick right into that 4 guard. I really want to do my best to make this 2 blend right into the 4, but if we do make a guideline, guys, we can come in with our 3 to connect those 2 together, as we will do here in a minute. So making sure I get that line pretty much going through it with the 2 to soften it up, and then the 1.5 will take the rest of the line out between the 1 and the 2. Now I'm going to come in with the 1.5, guys, that is halfway open. We'll take the last little hint of a line out here. And you're going to be able to see right above that there is a little bit of a dark line between the 2 and the 4. And we will use our number 3 to go ahead and finish up that transition to connect it to the 4. Now just to polish everything up, guys, I will continue to work my way back down. So we did the 3. Now I'm going to do the 2 into the 3, and we can continue our way down to the 1.5, the 1, the 1/2, and an open clipper as needed to make sure that we're happy with this side before we line it up. Now we're going to come in and line up the C-cup, guys. Like I said, this is going to be a basic haircut. We're not going to do any enhancements. We're not going to do any razor work. This is a regular client, guys. He comes every 2 to 3 weeks. Basically, we're going to cut the sides down, do a nice little clean taper, just a slight lineup, just to make it look, a little better than natural. We don't want to leave him natural, but we aren't going to come in and do anything crazy on this cut with enhancements and all that. So I wanted you guys to see that. A lot of times the cuts that we post on here are our best cuts, and they use enhancements and bald fades and the cool haircuts. But guys, this is just a number 4 consistent client. This is really what pays the bills, guys, so I wanted to bring it for you today, and I hope you can take something away from it. And if you guys haven't used the Gamma Uno shaver you can see right here, it is perfect for coming in and cleaning up next to your lineup. It's very small and precise. Now I don't really have to come in and use a razor. I can just clean it up with that. We're gonna move on to the other side, guys. I'm gonna time lapse this so you guys follow along with the guards in the bottom corner, and we'll catch up on the back taper. You guys know I like to tell you about my clients. Like I said in the beginning, this is one of my favorite high school teachers, guys. He was my chemistry teacher sophomore year, and for some reason chemistry just came super easy to me. I'm pretty good at math, and chemistry is a lot of math. So no joke, guys, I was so good at it that he would sit at his desk and grade papers and do whatever he had to do, and he would tell people if they needed help on their homework to reach out to me. I'll never forget that class. I actually used to say before I was a barber that if I ever went back to college, I was gonna be a chemistry teacher. So shout out to Mr. T right here for being such a great teacher, and I'm super stoked I still get to cut his hair, you know, and keep up with him every month. So super cool. Now we're gonna move on to the back taper, guys. I'm gonna go ahead with my number 4, just like we did all the way around, and go ahead and cut the back down to a number 4. One thing I am gonna do different, since we have such a long shape here to fade into, I'm gonna go with my 4, then I'm gonna go ahead and fade the bottom half of this with a number 3, as you can see right here, and then we'll come in and do our taper. Another thing I want you guys to see, when you see all this craziness at the bottom of the neck, it is absolutely acceptable, guys, to cut a lot of that off. If we taper into that, you guys are gonna see these swirls and the inconsistencies where it's light and dark. So it's okay to come in. You're gonna see I'm gonna cut about halfway up into this light area, and that's okay. My golden rule kind of is that I never start my ball guideline above the bottom of the ear, but I will go up that high to make it look better in the long run. Like I said, if you guys cut the taper really low, you guys will see these inconsistencies. So if you have a bunch of problem areas down at the bottom, which a lot of people do, just go ahead and cut them off. Just make sure you leave yourself enough room to get the taper done and it looks like it still fits the head. So again, guys, coming in with the slim lines, then we'll come in with the shaver, start our first step. Alright, so same steps as the side tapers. We're going to come in with the lever all the way open. We do have a little bit more room on the back, guys, so we will go about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. And I want you to pay attention as we fade in these areas where the swirls are. I will have to turn my clipper, as you see right here, and make sure that I get that haircut down. That's very important, guys. So you have to go against the way that the hair is growing. So if it grows to the left, you need to come against it and hit it with an angle going towards the hair the way that it's growing. Very important on back tapers. That's where you're gonna see it most of the time. Other than that, guys, we're gonna do it exactly the same. So close clipper at the bottom, halfway open, halfway up into the section, and we did open at the top to set our guideline. Alright, next up we're going to come in with the one guard all the way open and do another guideline, another 3/4 of an inch up. Then we can start to work that line out from the bottom. Now that that's done, we will come in with the lever all the way closed. It is a one guard closed, and we're gonna go 2/3 of the way up into that section. So you guys see I will work almost up to the guideline that we put in, leaving only a slight dark line between the open section and the one section. And if you guys haven't watched, I like to call my half guard the magic eraser. That guard will come in and clean up anything that's dark that's left between these two sections. Now when using the half guard and the 1.5, I start with them halfway open. If that doesn't get the spot out, I will close it up while it's on the guard. Of course, you can take it off and use the lever all the way open again. But guys, we're just gonna take out any dark spots between these two sections before we move up. All right, for our next step, remember there's a number 3 right above this. We will come in with a number 2 closed. More or less, guys, we're going through the line that you can see up into the 3, and it should soften that line up, again, leaving just a slight line for us to come in and take out with our 1.5. Now again, guys, the 1.5 is halfway open, and we're just using it to take that last line out. So we're only working on that line. We're just gonna go through the line and erase it, basically, like I said. To me, those guards feel like you just kind of rub them on that area and they will just lighten up that last line. That's kind of why I call it the magic eraser. Now we're gonna come in, line up around the ears, guys. We'll just do the long straight, but from the ear to the bottom of the neck. And then you guys will see I will put my middle finger against his neck and pivot that trimmer around his ear in a perfect circle. That's very important. I see a lot of people floating that clipper, meaning they're just holding it with their hand. They don't have it braced anywhere. And you get a client that moves or a kid, you're just gonna gap them right there. So you can see my finger is up under his ear, placed against his head so that I have something to pivot on. Now I can just rock that straight around the ear and get a nice clean circle. Now, like I said in the beginning, because he did have some product in his hair, it did leave a little bit of a ridge. If it was dry, clean hair, I would have been able to take that foreguard right into the length on top, but you guys can see we do have a little bit of weight laying here. So I'm coming in with my 7-inch fresh shears and my flat top comb, and I'm just gonna blend that top into the sides. You guys want to keep the comb flat on the head, coming straight up and off, just like you were with the clipper. We're just gonna cut that little bit that the clipper did not blend into the top. Then we can move on to the shears on top. All right, so on top, guys, we're gonna cut it pretty much square. He's gonna wear it up and messy. You guys see I'm gonna hold about 1 inch of hair out, and we're gonna come in and do a 45-degree point cut. That's gonna add a lot of texture and take some length off at the same time. So what we're doing when we do that is we're creating a high point that's consistent through all the hair, and we're creating a low point that's consistent. So I know it's kind of complicated for some of you guys. You're basically going in with 45 degrees, and our highs will match and our lows will match. So I am kind of following a guide here. I'm looking for high points, I'm looking for low points. It's just kind of the opposite. If anything's too consistent here, I'm gonna pull it up and I'm gonna texturize it. And I know a lot of you guys are not comfortable with point cutting, so watch how slow that I'm going, guys. I can go faster, but that was kind of the point of this, was for me to show you guys, if it takes you this long to cut the top, this is real speed. It is totally acceptable for you to go that slow. Just slow down, practice it, and you guys will get much faster with it. You won't cut yourself anymore. But I understand the fear of it. It was definitely something that took me a little bit to get, but I hope you guys can see, take slow, consistent strokes, keep it away from your fingers, and you guys can get better at it. So now I'm just working my way through, finding anything that's inconsistent and making sure that I have the whole top cut, and then we'll work on styling it. Now for the style, I'm gonna use my Denman vented brush and my Dyson. I'm just gonna blow the hair up. I just wanna get it dry and up somewhat in a style. We will use the product here to do our finished style, but guys, the hair is not gonna go up, especially when it's wet. Put product in it, it's gonna fall back down. So we wanna make sure we get it dry and kinda up where we want it. So you're just gonna see me work this brush, kinda grab the hair when I need to, really just blow drying it up and towards the middle, and then we'll come in and add some product and really put it where we want it. All right, now we're gonna add some Tomb 45 indestructible clay. I'm just gonna work it all the way through the hair. You don't really want a faux hawk here, guys, but it is going up, and we're just gonna kind of mess it up and really move it around until we're happy with how it's laying. You can see how his front wants to really swoop backwards, so you'll see I'll just kind of pull it forward so it kind of comes out and up instead of up and back. So right here you guys see I'm gonna kind of pull it towards the front a little bit. That's kind of the finished style that he wants. I'm just gonna work my way through it till we're happy with it. You guys can check out the end result. All right, guys, there's the finished product. This is a number 4 on the sides with a low taper. Like I said, I hope you guys take something away from this cut. It is a simple cut you guys can do all day, super nice and sharp. If you guys like this video, please smash that like button. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you gained something from the video. Make sure you guys subscribe. I drop 1 tutorial a week and some bonus footage, and I got some new clippers coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you so much. Catch you guys next time.